Keep on rocking the free world.
Keep on rocking the free world.
Are you a sheep? Alright, what I mean by that is mass media influencing people, and I think more so social media these days. This is something that's always bothered me since Facebook took over, and Twitter and all these social media platforms, is that people tend to very easily be influenced and have their opinions of reality quite skewed, and really throws things out of balance. For example, last year there was the hurricanes down south in the US, and the media coverage was just non-stop 24/7. And there's one hurricane, there's two hurricanes, there's a hurricane somewhere else on the planet, and people start commenting, "Oh my God, what's happening? What's going on with this world? It's out of control!" But nothing's changed. In fact, hurricane activity is at all-time lows. It's going down. It's been going down for decades. We just had in North America a hurricane drought. Over 12 years of lower than ever recorded hurricane activity. We're well overdue for hurricanes, then we finally get some and everyone starts freaking out. It was supposed to happen. It should have happened more often than it was, but it wasn't. So you see, people start thinking, because now they're getting all this information overload, they start thinking something's changing, when in reality nothing's changing. Droughts are down. California's had some bad droughts, right? Yeah, they had droughts that lasted over 200 years long. So if we get a drought for 5 or 10 years now, it's not abnormal at all. But you wouldn't know that by the constant media coverage of this sort of stuff and the way everyone freaks out. Hurricanes are down, cyclones are down, droughts are down. There's nothing weird going on with the weather. That's a fact. But it sells headlines, and it sure as hell stokes a lot of fear.
It's very likely that we're all going to die.
The same thing's happening with the shootings. The mass shootings. Oh my God, we've got to do something. We have to do something. It's knee-jerk. We have to do something because it's getting out of control. Even one shooting is a bad thing. I agree. But gun violence in the USA, and in Canada for that matter, is way, 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 way down. Schools are safer now than they were 25 years ago. Gun violence is almost half what it was before any of these kids protesting right now were even born. It's all perspective, but you know, I posted that to a few of these kids that were yelling about gun control, and I was like, do you realize that things are better now than they were 25 years ago? By a lot, as far as gun violence goes. And there's more guns. And almost always they're like, "Oh, you mean it's not getting worse?" This is directly the fault of social media and information overload. We are now exposed to everything more often, so our brains start believing that something's changing or things are getting worse. Air quality. There are more cars on the road now than there was 35 years ago. By a long shot. There's more pipelines. Yet air quality is infinitely better now than it was then in North America. We have more trees on this continent now than we did 100 years ago. Things aren't all that bad. There's a lot of things we need to work on, yes, but things aren't that bad. If you start to believe that everything's going to hell in a handbasket, you need to stop, step back from your computer, your cell phone, and turn off CNN and put things in perspective. Things are not that bad. There are some real problems, like NASA talking about this killer asteroid that might hit Earth in, 100 odd years. I mean, that's a real problem. Not plastic bags at Walmart. Not whether or not McDonald's has gender-neutral bathrooms. I mean, there are some problems with our priorities, I think, as a species. But you need to put things in perspective. Guns. There are over 350 million guns in Canada and the USA. The chances of you being hurt by one, you have a better chance of winning the lottery and getting hit by lightning. It's horrible, If 17 kids get killed in a school, absolutely, it's horrible. The CDC in the USA estimates that 500,000 to upwards of 3 million lives are saved by defensive gun use every year in the USA. So, yes, it's horrible even if one person dies from an illegal shooting. But infinitely more people are saved by firearms, and you are much more likely to be saved by a gun than killed by one. It's all about perspective again. I keep hearing from some fellow Canadians, they're like, I'd never want to go to the States. It's so dangerous down there. And I'm just like, you really need to turn off the TV and start thinking for yourself. You are the definition of a sheep. Let's take Georgia or New Hampshire, for example. That state has very relaxed gun laws. Anyone can buy a gun. People carry all over the place. And they have a lower homicide rate than Canada. It's safer than Canada.
Oh, okay.
If you are that afraid of the world and you want to ban everything and you have knee-jerk reactions to everything, you really need to take a step back and you have to start using your brain and you have to start doing some research, because you are being brainwashed. There's no other word for it. Brainwashed. I'm just incredible. That's my opinion. And I live in a van because it's f***ing rad.
What do you want? When do you want it?
You are watching Just Incredible TV.
Want to see more? Become a patron and see exclusive content. Plus, see new, just incredible videos before anyone on YouTube. Head over to patreon.com/JCredTV and keep on rocking in the free world.